Hey, get inspired, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Life Inspired. As you can see, I am on the couch by myself, or maybe you can't tell that yet, but you will see that I'm on the couch by myself because this is being recorded during quarantine. And so we thank you for tuning in whenever and wherever you are. These are all stories about how God transforms a life, turns someone's trajectory to a new direction, and helps them walk an inspired life. You can watch this program on Life Inspired show.com or on our Inspired Homes YouTube channel or Inspired Homes Facebook page. And we'd love to ask you to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that helps get the stories out to more people that can hear about how much God's love can change their world around. So please do those things. That would be great. And today our guest is, this is our virtual guest. This is Liz Keiling. Hello, Miss Liz. How are you today?
Hi, Diane. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
We are so good, and I'm so grateful for you to be in your home, safe and socially distant. I've got TJ in another room here, so I'm socially distant as well. But you're just sitting in front of your laptop, is that right?
That is correct. Yes. I'm blessed to be here today.
That's awesome. Well, we're so grateful that you would be willing to share your story. So we have a mutual friend, Lynn Tudor, introduced us because you have a story to tell. So I usually tell my our inspired life inspired audience that you're going to talk a little bit about a backstory to a turning point. Life was going along, happened, like Jerry Seinfeld's yada yada yada, and then God stepped in. He doesn't usually talk about it, and then God stepped in, but we do. And then he's turned you to a new trajectory, and you're walking an inspired life. And I think you have some fabulous ministry you're going to tell us about, so I can't wait to hear about that. But first, let's just talk about backstory. What was life like before God turned your world upside down?
He certainly knows how to turn your world upside down. Um, so, um, so I grew up, I'm originally from Elkhart. I grew up in a Roman Catholic household and grew up with seven brothers and one sister. So that was
Oh,
quite a big family to grow up in. But
very
was
cool.
just very blessed by all the opportunities that, God was providing behind the scenes. And so just was feeling like I was going through the motions when I went to church.
Mm,
And I was, feeling connected at church. I went to Sunday school and just, felt very blessed with the opportunities that he provided. And, just continuing on, didn't really know God all that much. We didn't open a Bible very much at home. Sunday was always a day to go to church and go to Sunday school. We prayed before meals, but I was always feeling like there's got to be something more. So,
mm.
life goes along, and I turned 14 years old, and my mom became ill. She
Oh,
passed away of pancreatic cancer when I was 14. And so that's when life really takes a turn. I'm
sure.
very blessed, sorry, very blessed by the people that God places in your life, Um, just like I said, even though I didn't have a very intimate relationship with him, I felt that God placed people in my life for a reason, for healing, for connection. And so, you hear about people's stories when their parents die or end up leaving home when they're a young age. And I just feel that looking back at my life now, that God truly was there for me, even when I didn't know who he was. So, so I went off to college and um, tried to continue on with the Catholic faith, but again, just started questioning, what's really going on here, and I want to know more about this God that I'm supposed to have an intimate relationship with. I want to know more about him, and so just I ended up leaving the Roman Catholic faith and started looking at other um, other churches, was invited to other churches by my friends, and um, still just went along feeling like I was reading the Bible, I was praying, but just was still lacking in that intimate relationship with him. So, fast forward, probably about, let's see, 1993, I had started dating a young man, and um, we started, a relationship, and I got to know his family. Um, and his mom was a very devout Christian. She was just the sweetest lady. And so I was so grateful for that relationship. But I think that we both kind of entered that marriage not really knowing who God was and not putting him first in our lives. So unfortunately, that, you know, I again question, where is God through all of this? And so, I'm grateful that I still have a relationship with I ended up with two boys in this marriage. And um, even though I'm not married any longer, we still have a relationship, continue to put our boys first, and do what's best for the good of the family. So I'm very grateful for that in my life. And so during that time, while we were married, some friends had invited us to church, and we got to know the pastor who had invited us to their, it was a lifelink group. So it was a more intimate setting to be able to study God's word and pray for one another and break bread. And
Sure.
I feel that that's truly where I started to see God moving more in my life. um, as I said, he was moving all along, but just starting to feel more of a connection
Sure.
during that time. So I got baptized about 10 years ago, and
Wow.
just feel that that was where things started to shift for me. Started to feel just his sense of peace and his provision in my life. Just so grateful for that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, anything in particular that made you go ahead and get baptized?
Um, just felt led by him. I was baptized, obviously being part of the Catholic faith. I was baptized as
As
a
a baby.
baby, but that's not something you really recognize. And so, even though I had the paperwork for it, I truly felt like I just felt that it was time to let that be a significant moment in my life, as it should be.
Your choice. It was finally you made that choice for yourself. That's awesome. I
Yes,
love it.
yes.
So he stepped in. He kind of made things crazy. Said, let's just start walking a new way. So what happened that something happened that you started the ministry you have now? So tell us a little bit first about the ministry. What is your ministry?
So my ministry, would like to give a shout out to my friend Cindy Herms. She's kind of my life coach throughout this missionary journey. And so she came up with the name Trajectory Thailand. We were trying to think of, as teachers, we like either rhyming words or words that hint towards alliteration. So,
Alliteration. I love alliteration.
so it was probably about 7, 8 years ago. I went on a short-term mission trip, and wasn't sure what to expect. This was my first time. Went with my church group, and just really felt God in that journey, throughout serving other people,
Wow.
and just the way he moved in my life to even bring more peace. Just when you think you don't have enough
Great.
peace, it was just such a beautiful time of connecting with people and serving God's people. So so once I came back, and honestly, I felt like there was more work to do there, like it wasn't time to go yet. And it was just a week-long mission trip. But I just, when I got back, noticed that I was feeling unsettled in my teaching job and was just thinking, is is this what he has for me? Is long-term missionary a possibility to be able to serve his people more and focus
Wow.
more on that? So so it was actually 2 years ago. A good friend of mine, Carla Dar, who I teach with, she was friends with Tom and Robin Miyakawa, who had sent a link for teacher recruitment with Grace International School in Chiang Mai, and had the opportunity
Wow.
to talk with Tom, and one thing led to another, and I was actually offered a position to teach middle school science. Um, and with my youngest
Wow.
son he was not finished with school yet, we just felt that God's leading was it's not time yet. So so we waited, and fast forward to where I am right now. So just trying to seek partners at this point who would be interested in helping create that ripple effect in Chiang Mai.
That's so awesome. So we actually need to be asking any of our viewers that would like to participate by contributing to your cost and expense of getting over there again, correct?
Yes, yes. So
So
the money that I'm raising for the 2 year commitment is it covers my living expenses, so that I can continue to serve over there during that time.
that's awesome. So what is your departure date? When are you scheduled to leave?
So teacher orientation begins July 27th. So
Wow.
definitely coming up soon.
That's exciting. Yes, so exciting. Very cool. Well, I want to ask you guys, viewers, please let's keep Liz in your prayers. Those that are able to contribute and have a passion to contribute financially, contact us. We'll get you in touch with Liz and let you contribute financially. But we can all contribute our prayers. So we would ask that you would do that for her funding, for her safety when she goes over there, for the students that she'll be ministering to. And we're just so grateful that you see this passion over there. So you'll just go over there and teach middle school science, but you'll be able to be there and just love on Jesus, love on people, be Jesus' hands and feet while you're there, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. Looking forward
That's
to
awesome.
being able to serve people. I feel that I've got a connection with girls to help them explore science opportunities. So I'm hoping to do that
Very
during
cool.
some after school outreach as well.
Very cool. That's so exciting. Well, I'm so grateful that you would be our guest today, Liz. Thank you so much for sharing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Please share this video with anybody you know, especially somebody that has middle school science girls, because they might be really excited to want to support Liz and her cause in going to help some Thailand girls learn middle school science as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. You guys have a great week. Bye-bye.